Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. No contribution with this video. I'm not religious. I'm not overly religious, but I do believe in religious freedom. I do believe in the United States Constitution. And if you followed my channel for any length of time, you'll remember when I talk politics or I talk domestic policy, and I talk generally when I've talked about police. My message to you is the police are not your friends. They are not your friends. In order for communism or socialism or fascism or any type of totalitarian regime to take over, you need a physical police state, physical police officers, state police officers, officers of the state to eventually implement those totalitarian policies on you. And people have always think it's going to be the military. It's not the military. It's not the military you got to worry about. Why? Why isn't it the military you got to worry about? Well, the question you have to ask yourself here, and what you're watching here, these clips, is this is in Kentucky. Kentucky State Police taking the license plate numbers and ordering quarantine on people who went to Easter services sitting in their car. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what motivates these guys to put on their uniform and their gun and their badge and their hat? What motivates them to go out on Easter Sunday and issue violations after you've already been told by a federal judge not to fucking do it? Not to do it. And say, we're taking your license plate number and we're going to fucking track you in the United States of America. What motivates these guys to do that? It's not following orders. You don't have to follow an unconstitutional order. What's these guys' motivations? Are they cops? Why? Why are they cops? Because they want to go out and save lives and protect people. Is that why they do it? Do they do it for free? No, they don't do it for free. They're very well compensated. And they're compensated for what? Are they compensated for the length of time they're a police officer? No, they're compensated for life. For life. And what's that called? What type of system have I been railing about on this channel for the better part of 4 years when we bring this up? 5 years? The pension system. The state and federal pension system. That's what motivates this. A paycheck. A lifetime paycheck. The pension system didn't just pop up. Did it? Didn't just pop up like weeds. No. It's more than a you need a source. And on this channel, I'm always about drilling down to brass tacks to get to the source. Who benefited? Who created the pension system by and large? Who is it? Class. Who? That baby boomer. You want to thank people? You want to thank somebody for the condition of the police state we're in, for why we have so many people willing to go out on an Easter Sunday and violate people's rights? Why we have people willing to go up to, like my wife in a park and tell her she has to leave the park, otherwise they're going to track her information and possibly put a gray tracking bracelet on her to be able to identify the troublemakers. This from the same department that refused to protect children in Parkland. This from the same exact police department, at least on my end, Broward Sheriff, who, if you remember, during Labor Day weekend, when we had that hurricane, that lunatic next door was trying to put fire extinguishers through the windows next door. For 4 hours we're dealing with this. 3 calls to Broward Sheriff. This is what they show up and look at. This is what they're looking at. Broken windows, blood, that's blood. The guy's screaming in the middle of the street, shirtless, "I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers." Broken out fire extinguisher. Down there ripped up. They couldn't do anything about that. I'm on multiple calls to 911 trying to get Broward Sheriff over. Multiple calls. They finally show up. We didn't see anything. Did you see him? Yes, we saw him. He's yelling in the middle of the street with no shirt on, "I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers," right? There's nothing we can do about it. That same police department is going up to girls walking on a nature trail, on a walking trail, telling you you have to go. Otherwise, we're going to put a gray tracking bracelet on you to mark you as a troublemaker. What motivates that? How do you get individuals to do that? How do you give them that power? Who do you search out to give that type of power? And how do you motivate them? How do you motivate them to do things like that? You give them a lifetime pension. You give them a lifetime pension, and you make it impossible, nearly impossible, to fire them. You pay their medical benefits for them and their entire family and all their dependents. And what else do you do? What else do you do? Oh, well, to fund your pension, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fines of the tickets you write the citizens who are already paying your salaries and paying for all your extravagant stuff. You're going to go get it from them to help pad your pension, to help further motivate them, to steal your constitutional rights. And I'm no fan. Listen, I'm no big fan of religion, of organized religion. This is disgusting. And I've been telling you over and over and over again, the police are not your friends. That doesn't mean they're necessarily your enemy all the time. That doesn't mean you take up like some kind of like Antifa nutcase type of mentality around cops, like all cops must, you know what? No. You need cops. You need law and order. You need cops to do their freaking jobs, to protect, to serve. Look at this. They're demanding these people now be quarantined because they're not social distant, because they went to church. Well, they're at church. Are they going to have to socially distant? It's bullshit. Why aren't they wearing masks? Baby boomers created this. What do you think the deep state comes from? What do you think motivates these bureaucracies, these red tape, deep state bureaucracies that fuck up everything? What motivates them to do what they do? Of a real love or belief that what they're doing is right and for their... No! They want that pension. They want that lifetime pension. When you pay somebody for life and you make it nearly impossible to fire them, and you make the mere fact that you have the only requirement that you are some kind of public servant, that you are publicly serving and making some kind of public sacrifices, that you have the job. Nobody looks at the benefits of the job. Nobody looks at how many jobs these are redundancies. How do you motivate these people? You motivate them through a pension system. And who has benefited from the pension system more than anyone? Thank you, baby boomers. Thank you, baby boomers. This is disgusting. So we have police officers now who are now militarized, because now we give them all this old military equipment. They're entitled. They believe they should be paid for life. The money and the tickets they write here and the fines they write here directly benefits their own pension funds. That's how you create totalitarianism. That's how you create that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So now you have a generation of sociopaths. You have a generation of sociopaths now that has now been going since the 60s. And they have now created this system of entitlements. And now these people have done their 25, 30 years, and now their pensions are all kicking in. And now the real money's coming. Now the real money's coming due. And now here's well, you want yours, right? So you better fight to protect it. And that's how you build. That's how you build an army, a police state that's going to crack down at the say-so of the government, at the say-so of some totalitarian, to protect themselves. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And you can thank a baby boomer for it. And yeah, I know it's tough. I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. And I know it's not every single baby boomer, but God damn it. God damn it. Disgusting. These pensions should be wiped away. Everybody should go into some kind of profit sharing, 401k type of deal. Okay? If you die in the line of duty, absolutely. Your family should be taken care of, whatever. There's the sacrifice. But why am I paying this guy? These two clowns are going to be making probably 100% of what they make their final year with overtime and vacation time and all that. For what? For the sacrifice of writing down people's license plate numbers at church on Easter Sunday? Those are heroes? I don't think so. Those are flying monkeys of the baby boomer right there. Because at the end of the day, right now, whose pensions are most being protected? Whose pensions are being protected right now? The baby boomers. The baby boomers. Sickening. Sickening in America. Crime has plummeted, hasn't it? It's weird. It's weird that what the police can do, like the things that they can control when they choose to, isn't it? Isn't it? So that's my rant. I mean, Like these same cops who refuse to help, when people are breaking in. And that hurricane story, that started with a gun out. That started with somebody pulling a gun on someone else. And they still didn't arrest him. It took 3 calls to get them to finally arrest this guy. Because he finally went so apeshit in the middle of the street, the cops in the street had to get involved. After I pulled this kid out, and I told this kid, you have to file these charges. You're doing it. And as I'm pulling this kid out, the cops are already a dog pile on him. Apparently he had already flipped his shit. They don't want to help you. They want to pad their pensions. That's what, they have no interest. There's no money to be made in stopping somebody from breaking into your house. There's no money to be made in that. There's money to be made in fining people. There's money to be made in padding their pensions. All created to protect themselves. Thanks, baby boomers. Thanks. So that's my rant. Let me know what you think. I'm basically out of stories, so you guys know what to do. With the links in the description box. I hope to hear from you all soon. And thanks for your support. Later, guys.